Hi guys, this is Crafty Cat. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. So you guys, I have had so much fun. I painted this adorable little elephant and I used my brand new beam paints. This is the primary palette. You can see I kind of made a mistake. I did use a little palette when I was using these. And I also used my set of Grabie metallic paints. There's 40 colors. They're really beautiful colors. Now, you guys, I use these three brushes from my Artigria set. This is the 3/4 inch. It's a flat brush, Artigria Intuition, and I only use this to wet my page, to add water. So I just use that at the very beginning. And then I mostly use this size 6 round brush, also from Artigria. You can see the size next to my finger. And then I use this for the elephant, the water, the rocks, and the big heart. And I think these 2 hearts I used this for. And then I switched to this little detail brush. Well, it's not really a detail brush. It's just a smaller round brush, I believe. It's a size 3. Yeah, it's just a smaller round brush. I didn't use a detail brush. I find them, when these are wet, they have such a nice tip that I didn't really feel the need to go to a smaller brush. And I'm not doing realism here, so I don't know what you would call this, fantasy. Like, I wanted the elephant to look kind of real. Anyway, I found a picture of an elephant on Unsplash, a baby elephant, and I just changed it a little wee bit so he was looking more to the left instead of a little bit head on. The picture that I had, I guess there's a few different versions of this. So the one I had was kind of blurry, so I couldn't really see what was going on in here. I decided to make him purple, and in the picture, the actual picture on Unsplash, there's kind of like a rocky background back here. It's got lots of browns and like grays, and I didn't want to do that. And the water is pretty, and there's like rocks everywhere, but I just wanted to put a few rocks. I wanted a purple elephant, only because for most of this, I used my beam paints, and these are the only 3 colors I had. So I did mix. I mixed the red and the blue together to make purple, and I mixed different shades of purple. If you mix the yellow and the blue together, you get green. And then if you mix the red and the yellow together, you get orange. And I didn't want orange. I wanted mostly blues and maybe a little bit of green. And then I knew I was going to switch to the Grabie to do my hearts, to do the water, the splashes, and then also to add some spots on the elephant with different colors, because I just really wanted to add shadows and light. So I also used this crayon. And originally I was going to go with the crayon and dab where all the whites in the water were to be. But then I thought, I've got white in the Grabie, so I'm just going to use the white in the Grabie. And I'll only use this to do a resist on the hearts. So I just used this to leave some white spots behind on the heart, because once you do it, you cannot paint over it again. So I did do that for the hearts, mostly just for the bigger hearts, but I did it for some of the smaller hearts too. And then the Grabie was used. Let me try to show you how shiny this is. So the Grabie was used all through the water, but mostly around the elephant in here. But I did do, if you could see how sparkly it is here. So in my in the picture, in the image online, it's kind of a browny, mucky color water, like very mucky looking. And I wanted this to be more fantasy and kind of Valentine-y too, with the hearts. Because my idea was he's going to be blowing like heart bubbles, right? I thought that would be really cute. So first I drew this with pencil. I don't have the pencil here, but here, let me show you. This is just from the Dollarama. I think there was like a package of 20 for $3. So these are studio pencils. They're just mechanical pencils. So they're all the same. You just push this button and the tip comes out. I don't know if my camera is focusing for you. So I did use that to do the drawing, but I just did a very light drawing. And when I draw, I just look at the picture on my laptop and then I just draw the best I can. But, and you'll see in the video later, I have a very bad habit that I learned as a little girl, that I always tilt my papers. And I just do it automatically without thinking about it, because that's how I was taught to write cursive writing, to tilt everything so that we have a slant. And I do it all the time. So this is how he looks straight ahead. And this is how he looked while I was working on him. Doesn't he look better from that image? So I got to stop, like, tilting, because this is how I worked on him. That's what I saw when I was drawing. And it looks better like that to me than it does this way or this way. Maybe I'm just crazy. What do you think? But look how shiny. These metallic watercolors are so much fun. So after I did the elephant and everything, and this painting looked really horrible until the last few layers. There must be about 5 layers, so you could see the paper did not like that. Even though, oh, I forgot my other thing. I used my trusty blow dryer. Even though I blow dried it in between things, it just never went straight again. Now that's probably my fault because I did use clips. Sorry, I've got them. I used clips on the side. Like that, on the side and this side, and I couldn't find a clip for the bottom, so I just held it with my thumb, and it really needed a clip on the bottom, I believe, but I think it still would have bowed like that, you know? But yeah, I had so much fun doing this. So you guys, I do have a video showing how I made this. I was going to cut some of it and put it in here, but I've decided to do a whole separate video just showing you how I made this, okay? I also use my Ohuhu fine liner. It's a size 3. You can see how tiny that tip is. And I use the fine liner to go over the eyes, to go around the tusk. And at the very last minute, I noticed that my tusk, this tusk was straight and this one was curled. So at the very last minute, I curled this tusk up. You could see I put black around some of the hearts. I just thought they needed it. And I did put some black on the rocks and on the elephant, but I tried to go more where the shadow would be with the black. And at the back, I tried to keep it like a broken line. And the same with my gel pen. I have this, I can't read it. Is it upside down? I have this Uniball Signo white gel pen. So I just use this to dot. So I did some little dots up here to show, like, and up here, because I used paint for the bottom part, and the paint turned silver. It looked white when I was using it, but it kind of turned silvery, I think. I don't know, do you think there's enough whites in this? But I just went with Uniball Signo, and I added a few squiggle lines on top for the water, and dots for splashing, and dots on the rocks as well. I don't know if you could see that. And I also went with my white Signo to fix this because I accidentally painted over it. And I did try to put a little light in the elephant's eye, but you can't see it in the image no matter how big I make it. And when I tried, it didn't look good, so I just went over and dotted the elephant eye again. So yeah. And a lot of that white in here, that's not Uniball Signo. It's white that I just left. Like, it's just paper. And I don't know if I should have gone over it or not. Looking at my image now, it doesn't look the same, but the image that I used from Unsplash, I kind of fixed it up a little bit to look kind of the way I want it, and I added flowers. I went into my editing program to do that. I can show you a picture of it. It's not exactly like this, like, because I just was using my editing program, and I put a bunch of heart stickers just to kind of show me where I wanted the hearts. Oh, and I meant to tell you, I did use my new heart cutout. I tried to, but I only used one. I used it this time, this size for the big one. And then for the rest, I did have a smaller one, and I tried to use it for this one here. So these are the two I tried to trace. But the small one really didn't, it was really hard to trace. And this one, I only wanted one heart that size. So the rest of the hearts, I just hand drew. But this is a little cookie cutter set I bought off Amazon just to help me with shapes that need to be repeated a lot. So I did the bigger hearts wet and wet, where I painted water where the heart was. and then I dabbed in color. That's basically how I did all of the elephant and the water. I did everything wet on wet at first, and then I just went over it with more layers. I don't know. I lost count of how many layers were on here. I listened to Osmond music for about an hour, and I watched a video online that was about an hour and a half. So I'd say this took me about 2.5 hours. I'm really happy with how it came out, and I didn't follow a tutorial at all. This is just all me. I found the picture on Unsplash, and then I played with it in my editing software to change the color to make it look like kind of like a bluey purple, just to bring out the highlights. And I knew I wanted to cut out the background, but I didn't know how to do that in my editing software. I knew I just wanted like a soft bluey. I don't know if you can even see the background, but I just wanted it like a soft sky with like a lot of white clouds, because I wanted the muted hearts to stand out. And I knew I didn't want to use really bright color everywhere. I mean, I know there's some bright color showing up in the elephant, but honestly, it looks much brighter in the camera than it does in real life. And I don't know how to get my camera to show you what things look like in real life. But yeah. So I'm really happy with this. I really love it a lot. I think it came out really well. I really miss painting watercolor on my own. I have been following tutorials, and I do appreciate the tutorials, and I learn a lot from them. But I find that following a tutorial doesn't trigger the sense of endorphins that get triggered when I just paint on my own. I don't know why. I think it must use the different part of my brain that's for learning. And that's good, and I need that. I need to keep learning new techniques. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to apply some of the things I learned and paint something I'm dying to paint. And I'm really happy that it turned out well. Anyway, I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe. Hit the notification bell. All of those things that help me as a channel. And most importantly of all, take care. Stay safe. Happy crafting. And bye, guys.